Welcome to episode 2 of season 2. Sounds fun. On the Aussie podcast. Today we're joined with Kirsty from OMG SeaGlass. So excited.
Hello.
What are you most keen about the podcast today?
Big fun.
What are you most keen for the podcast today?
I think just to tell people a little bit about my business, obviously, but also SeaGlass. People, a lot of people don't know what SeaGlass is, or when they think of SeaGlass, they just think of broken bottles, but it's a lot more beautiful than that. So,
yeah, I'm so keen to learn as well. One of my favorite things that I've been kind of slack on for some of the podcast, but is asking people if they were to give their business a signature song, so like something that's just one of your favorite songs or something like that, if you were to give one for your business, what would it be?
oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm really bad with songs and names of songs. Um, I don't think I have one. No. It'd be something like Ziggy Albert's or something like Xavier Rudd, sort of, yeah.
Yeah, great.
But
No,
yeah,
love it. It's just funny hearing what people say because everyone's so different, and I think that's the beauty of it. It's why I ask it. So
I know some people can look like totally different and then be like, oh yeah, I'm really into corn. And it's
yeah,
like, oh, I wouldn't have guessed
yeah.
that.
Like I just wouldn't have picked that for you.
No, it's not my choice, but yeah, each to their own.
No, exactly. I reckon we just jump into our questions, but
Yeah.
I would love to hear about your story. Like, tell us a bit about yourself, a bit about how you, I guess, evolved into this. Just tell us it all.
Yeah, okay. Started probably about 13, 14 years ago. And I had a dog and we'd go to the dog beach and the dog beach had lots of sea glass on it. So I started collecting it and I got to the point where I had too much sea glass. So I either had to throw it out or do something with it. And I'm a hoarder, so I can't throw anything out. So I started making pieces of artwork and just simple jewellery pieces and just gifting those to friends and family. I then started up an Instagram page and that grew quite quickly. Um, and then I had my first son. But while he was sleeping, I'd still be making. And then I did my first market when he was 1. Thinking no one would know what sea glass was. Turns out lots of people do, and it was very successful. That was a good 8 years ago now. So yeah, hundreds and hundreds of markets later, a couple more kids later. And I think having kids and owning my own business, I wanted to do more of that. So the simple jewelry making, I wanted to learn more and more. So I actually went and studied silversmithing. So yeah,
Wow, that's so
yeah,
cool. Okay,
yeah.
so you kind of answered it, but like, how did this like real passion for sea glass manifest? Was it just like you just thought it was like cool, or was it something else?
I did think it was cool. It was quite unusual. Like it's quite an unusual object to do something with. I liked that it was from the ocean, and like I am an ocean lover from years and years and years ago. Um, so its connection to the ocean, but also its uniqueness. So each piece of sea glass is different, and like we are all different, and that's what I loved about it. It is a love-hate relationship, but yeah, I like that, and also the recycling aspect as well. So I'm using something that's already here. Yeah, and when I first started selling at markets about 8 years ago, it wasn't seen a lot at markets. So yeah, I like that aspect of it too. So that not everyone was doing it.
Yeah, like a very original craft. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, and so obviously, like sea glass is your what's the word? Not vessel, but There's another
niche,
word
I guess.
yeah.
Like niche?
Not quite, but along those same lines, it
Yeah.
doesn't really matter. But what? So obviously that's what you kind of focus on in terms of your jewelry. Are there any challenges that come alongside working with that sort of product?
Yes.
Yes. Because every piece of sea glass is different, it's like when I upload something like a sea glass necklace to my website, I can't just upload one photo and say there's 5 of these available or I've got 15 in stock. I have to take photos in different lights as well and then edit those photos for every single product. So every single necklace. So I might have 15 necklaces. So I have to take photos of every single one and then upload it to the website because they are all different. Yeah, so that's one challenge. Setting sea glass, because it's not a set size or width, it is an organic shape. Setting it in a bezel setting is a little bit challenging. You sort of have to, it's a little bit more free form with setting. Yeah, they're probably the main two. And also finding colours that people like. So people tend to like the rarer colours, like the blues and the purples and the reds, which are very hard to find because all of my sea glass is hand found on local beaches.
Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
so obviously like you've seen the sea glass. Oh my gosh, not seen glass, sea glass.
Some people call it sea grass, which I
Oh,
think is a shot. I think it's a shot that you can
Can have like a healthy
immune booster shot.
oh, probably like sea moss or something like that. Isn't seagrass
yeah.
like seaweed? Anyway, doesn't matter.
I don't know. I was at a market once and it was a night market. So there was lots of food and I got put down the food aisle and I had a wine place on this side and I had a honey place on this side and all opposite me was hot food. And the two ladies next to me, they were like, I wonder why you're down this aisle. And I reckon they thought I was sea grass, like the shop.
Without, I don't know.
Surely
I don't know, but it was one of the
you
best
read up on the
markets that I
business.
did.
Really? Well, I mean, okay, that's really
Food aisle.
yeah, maybe that's where it's at. I guess like everyone like cacophonies over there, like they're all like, oh, let's get a feed. And then you're like the in between, you know, they're like, oh, we can still browse.
Yes, while you're waiting for your food, come and look at this sea glass jewellery and artwork.
So
Yes,
you're
that was
hungry
funny.
and you're also hungry for sea glass right now.
Yeah. Just don't eat the sea glass.
Not edible.
The dentist bill wouldn't be good.
No way.
So yeah.
No, but when we're talking about like obviously you crafting with sea glass and then you, I guess, saying that like the unique nature of it makes it the struggle and obviously setting it, is that what initially drew you to do this, like the silversmith? Like, is that why you were like, oh, I need to understand and learn how to do this well?
Yeah, I was very self-taught with learning how to drill sea glass and like opening and closing jump rings and where to buy supplies, like good quality supplies from. So with the silversmithing, I definitely needed to learn, and I'm a learner that needs to do things hands-on. So yeah, I actually went and learnt from she's a retired jeweler. And she had a home studio where she'd take on 6 students at a time. And I knew that I wanted to work with sea glass. So I bring my sea glass and yeah, think I was there for about 18 months, learning and yeah. And then, yeah, just went from there. I've got my own home studio during the good old lockdown period where you
Yeah.
couldn't leave.
No, it was probably very therapeutic, you know, like being able during like lockdown, you couldn't leave, but like all would kind of like deviate. I guess you could go down to the beach, get your sea glass, and then come back and
Yeah, well, yeah, where I'm in Victoria, and luckily the beach is within I think it was 2.5 kilometres at one stage, but within 5 kilometres from the beach. So that was a lifesaver.
yeah. Yeah, and I can imagine like it really gets those creative juices flowing. I think lockdown was kind of that space for a lot of people where they
Definitely.
were just kind of forced in their own thoughts, in their own homes, and with their own materials, and then that sort
Yeah.
of blossomed. So was, I guess, like this lockdown and like kind of, you already were kind of leading that direction, but was that something that kind of facilitated you to, I guess, grow this as a business?
Yeah, definitely. Having a home studio definitely does help. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think I decided that this is what I wanted to do before lockdown. I decided that I wanted to do it like before I had my first son, but then definitely afterwards. I didn't want to go back to my old job. Um, I wanted to, yeah, pursue this, and I knew that it'd be good with having children and working around their schedules. And now, two of them are at school, so working around school hours and being able to do pick up and drop off. Yeah, I'm sort of, I think, yeah, it was a couple of years ago I decided to put my all into this and to really make it work.
Yeah. So can you tell us about that first piece that you ever made and how that, I guess, that catapulted your business dream?
Yeah, so the very first piece that I made was an art piece, and it was a washing line of sea glass with birds, and if you can imagine a washing line with pieces of sea glass on it that look like clothes, and then you've got your little birdies and your little grass at the bottom of the clothesline. Um, so that was my very first piece, and that was a gift to my mum. And I made that about 14 years ago, and she still has it sitting proudly on her wall. And I think that's like when I saw her reaction to it and then other people's reaction to it, it was, yeah, that was sort of where oh, that didn't really make sense, but you can cut that out, right?
Well, I think it does. Like, I think it's, you obviously have, I guess, this like pride in your work, like, oh, like
I
this
do.
is, yeah, like this is the product, and you're kind of like, I was saying in another episode, this is like a vulnerability, in giving away some of that
Yes,
creativity.
it is.
Yeah.
You're giving away part of you. Like you've
Created this and put it together, and now you're putting it out there in the world, and it's like you are giving a little bit of you away. But so that was like oh, people like what I do, even though it was my mum, and actually my mum would say if she didn't like it or not. She's very honest, which I love that about it. I'm a very honest person too, so we work well together.
It's genetic.
Yeah, it's genetic. But also like, and then I went on to make a few more of these washing lines for I think my aunties, and they were all different, but they were all similar. And that's like when I started to love it even more because I could create, 10 of these washing lines, but they would all be different. And like that's where I bring it back to every one of us. We are all different. So I love that uniqueness. And yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And yeah, I think that's just like the gorgeous thing with working with a material that's like sea glass. And like you said before, like none of the pieces actually are the same, And I think that really just is able to manifest your creativity just so acutely because you can't just, oh, stock standard, like this is how I'm going to do this is what it's going to look like, this is going to be the end product. Like you have to be like, all right, so I've got this, how can I make this something beautiful and something else entirely? Like that's so cool.
Yeah, it is. It's a cool product, and it's very organic. So, and even with when I make earrings out of sea glass, people to this day, and have done for the last 9 years, ask me what I do with the pairs of earrings to make them look the same. They're like, what do you sand the sea glass with? And every time I'm like, we don't do anything to the pieces of sea glass. We use them as we find them. We literally just drill a hole into it. But we do spend hours and hours and hours matching up the pairs, which is therapeutic, as you just said. It's stress relief. If you have like a stress ball, but if you have like a handful of sea glass in your pocket,
Yeah.
then
Oh, I love that.
Stress relief. Yeah,
it's connection to the ocean. So a lot of people find their calm at the ocean.
It's very Aussie, very Aussie that we're
Ah,
drawn to the.
Yes, yeah, definitely the depth of the sea and the mystery that it holds.
Yeah. Oh, don't get into it. It'll freak me out.
No, but that the history of sea glass as well is a mystery, because it's like, what was this piece? Who used it? How did it get into the ocean? Why is it in the ocean? But sea glass has a history. I have it now in the present, and I'm giving it a future.
Yeah.
so it's like the recycling of the ocean and coming and going and yeah.
Do you want to expand on that? Like, so how does sustainability factor into your work? Like, why is that a passion for you?
Because I'm using something that's already here. So I'm not, importing stuff off the internet or buying things off the internet and then putting them together and then selling them along. I'm using, what's already here, and like even the process of collecting it. Like I take my 3 kids down the beach and we all collect pieces of sea glass. They collect the browns, which I'm like, oh,
Thank you. I don't want browns.
not too many browns. And not all the browns are VB bottles either. A lot of browns were medicine bottles.
Oh,
But yeah, I like that aspect in sourcing it, that it's already here. I think that's pretty cool. And there's not a lot of products that you can do that with. But also the gold and the silver that I use are always solid. And I get those from a refinery. So a lot of those are recycled as well. But then I also started up, I don't know if you've seen my recycled range, where the offcuts of when I'm making like a pendant that's bezeled or earrings that's bezeled, I have to cut the metal around the outside. And then I put those into a pile and then heat them up with my torch, and they form a little ball. And then I flatten that ball and then hand stamp an ocean symbol into it. So I'm reusing again what's already here and what's already been recycled. So yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that. That is so cool. I was like, oh,
We've got too much stuff.
yeah. It's like that. It's, you've got to. No, you go, sorry.
No, I was going to say mass production is
what was I going to say with that? Mass production is a lot. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that.
No, it's
brain's gone this way.
No, but it's so true. We're in an overconsumption culture. Like we love to consume, and we love the instant gratification of, oh, I'm going to buy this for a cheap penny and do this and all this.
And then throw it away.
And throw it away. Like the way that our landfills are filling up, it's not sustainable. It's not ecologically minded,
No, we do live in a throwaway world at the moment, unfortunately. Mass production and throwaway. I tell people when they find a piece of sea glass, the thicker it is,
The older it is.
Oh, wow.
and then as the years went on, it starts to thin out, and then it thins out so much it turns into plastic.
Wow.
So a lot of things that were made of glass, like shampoo bottles, were glass, 50 odd years ago. And I was telling a child that yesterday, and they're like, what?
Yeah. It's imagine that dropping in the shower. That'd have been so hard.
Oh, yeah. In saying that, my shampoo and conditioner are in glass pumps. I get them refilled. So, yeah, I don't have to imagine that. Unfortunately, I have broken just one so far.
Oh, yeah. I like this is a side note, but for I would like the metal. I just feel like the stainless steel for Like your shampoo, I just feel like that's
Yeah.
crisp. It's not going to break on me because I'm clumsy. Like,
As long as it doesn't break the tiles in the shower.
oh, so true.
That's
Can't
the other
win.
thing too. No, you can't. You can't.
Not when you're
Just
clumsy.
don't wash your hair.
Yeah.
Actually,
You can wash your hair with the soap.
shampoo
So
and conditioner
true.
soap.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, back on track because we're
Okay, cool. Sorry.
no, we're just getting lost. We're like, whoa.
Talking about shampoo and conditioners. Aren't we supposed to be talking
I
about
mean-
sea-glass or something?
Doesn't everyone want to hear about shampoo? I know I do.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's talk about your brand. So, what was the journey in establishing your brand visibility?
So social media helped a lot. So like Instagram, I'm only on Instagram and Facebook. Um, they're two ones that really have boosted my visibility online. Also, markets. So going to a market is great for selling my items, but I can also talk to people and tell my story face to face, which I think a lot of people value, because buying things on the internet nowadays is a bit of a worry as to, is that person actually making it? Um, yeah, so, but I did start doing workshops last year, which are going really good. But I found that I had to find different avenues of advertising, because you can only, you can only put up so much on Facebook and Instagram. So yeah, I had to find different ways to incorporate visibility of the workshops. So I had to start doing like newsletters, old school, flyers in shop fronts and community centres, and yeah. So, but those have paid off. Word of mouth is also the best form of advertising. I think if you can tell someone about your business every day or every second day, then that's really good. I've learned not to be as shy in telling people what I do, because it's not a standard job. Like, I'm a nurse, or, I don't know what other standard jobs are, but, like, I'm not a receptionist, or not that they're standard jobs there. I used to be a receptionist. But it's an unusual job.
No, but totally, totally fair. Completely get what you're saying, because, like at the end of the day, I say this all the time on the podcast, but you're your business's biggest advocate, and so like, if you're not saying anything, then how are people going to know? Like, if you're not willing to be like, put yourself out there and just champion your brand and be like, this is why you want my product, this is why you need my product, and like, look how cool it is, why are people going to get excited, and why are people wanting to buy from you? Yeah. So when you talk about marketing and stuff like that, so like social media, Instagram, Facebook, all that sort of thing, was that something that came naturally to you, or was that something you kind of had to navigate?
No, I'm not very good with technology, and I'm not very good with social media. I'm not good at it. I don't enjoy it. Yeah, there's I try to put videos up on my Instagram stories, just, my face talking about what I'm doing or what I've got coming up. I've been doing it for about 2 years now, and I still take selfies because I can't figure out how to put the video on first and then start recording.
Yeah, okay.
But I always make light of it, and yeah, I acknowledge and let people know that I'm not great with social media, and that is an area where I would employ someone to do that, to create content and do marketing, because it's just not. It's hard. You need to read up about it, practice, and then they change the algorithms the day after you've figured it all out. So,
You can never figure it out. Yeah.
no, I'm still trying to figure it out, and I think in 20 years I'll still be trying to figure it out.
100%. Is there, what would you like say to someone that's like, oh, I just don't want to do it, like I just don't see the benefit of it? Would you give any advice for that sort of thing, or would you just be like, it is what it is?
No, I would say keep at it, keep going. Even if you don't see results, it doesn't mean that someone hasn't seen you and then, then seen you at a store and then seen you at a market. Just keep going with it. Videos are hard. I know I need to make more videos of making. I think because I get so set in to making the pieces, I forget to video me making them. I think a lot of people like the behind the scenes videos. So if people can do that, they are great. And they don't have to be professional quality. But yeah, keep at it. Photos, not because not everyone sees your stories and your photos or your posts that you put up. So if you put 3 up, they might only see one of those. And you think you're bombarding your followers with lots of photos, but they might have only seen one. I only learnt that the other day. So,
Well,
yeah.
it's helpful. No, it's helpful to know, because sometimes it's just like you just get lost with it. And I'll ask a few questions, I think. We'll see. Great. How did you establish relationship and connections with stockists, and what made you decide to take that route?
Yeah, I'm only in a few stores at the moment. I like to only be in a few stores, and the stores sort of have to have the same business ethos as me. So, like a local business, a small business. I like to support the business, obviously, that is supporting me as well. But basically, if I like to shop and if I felt that it fitted my ethos, then I'd, go in and ask if they'd like to stock my products. In saying that, I've actually only ever done that to one shop, and all the other ones have actually emailed me or phoned me or seen me at a market and gone, "Oh, would you like to stock me?" And then I actually interview them about what their store's like. Um, yeah, so yeah, as long as the store fits, we both fit together, then I'd go in it. Yeah.
Yeah, so do you find it successful, and would you personally like suggest another avenue for fellow jewelers like interested in taking that direction?
Yeah, definitely. If you can get in, so I think I'm in 3 stores at the moment. Um, yeah, I don't know whether I say this or not, but I solid like sterling silver tarnishes. So I actually go into these stores every 3 months and repolish all of my jewelry because I want it to look good for me and my brand, but also for the shop as well. So that's one of the reasons that I'm not in a lot of stores, because I want it to look good and I want them to display it looking good. Um, but another thing would be the more places that people see your jewelry, um, the more times that they see it. It's like the 6 touch points. So if they see it in a store, if they see it online, if they see it on Facebook, then they see you in a market or one of their friends is talking about it, then they're more inclined to buy from you. So if you can get out and be in different locations, so be online, be, website, Facebook, Instagram and Facebook are funny because a lot of people that are on Facebook aren't on Instagram, and a lot of people that are on Instagram aren't on Facebook. But yeah, definitely, if you can get your if you can get your jewelry into a store that fits you and you're happy with it, you don't always have to be guided by the store owner. It is your business. You run it. You are in control. But yeah, the more touch points and points where people see you is, always better.
No, I love that.
Can't rely solely on the internet.
No, no. So what do you love about being a small business owner?
Small business owner. I think the main one is I get to choose the hours that I work. I have 3 kids. 2 are in school, 1's in kinder. So working for myself, I get to do school drop off. I get to do school pick up. I get to go on their excursions and so that me as a parent, that is very important to me, to be there for my children, as well as me be creative. I need to do my own thing as well. Those hours sometimes do mean early mornings and late nights. So for example, this morning I was in my studio at 5:30 in the morning. And some nights I don't come to bed until 10:30 at night. So the hours definitely are a good perk. But I also get to choose what I want to create. So I don't have people telling me, unless I do a custom order, what to make or what to do. So lots of flexibility, but I do have to be organised and strict.
Yeah. So how do you balance creativity with the business side of things?
I found the hours, the hours that I can do admin are in the morning. So like between 9 and 12, I do admin stuff. And then in the afternoons, I create. And I don't know why that is, but in the mornings, I just can't seem to get into the rhythm of making, but I can do admin stuff.
Yeah, great.
Creativity is always there, and sometimes it does come when I'm trying to go to sleep. So
it's like when you close your eyes.
Yes, I have lots of notes in my phone and then funny little drawings that I have to then decipher the next day as to what I was thinking about creating.
It's like shower thoughts or midnight thoughts, and
yeah, exactly.
That's so funny. So what's the biggest lesson you've learned in running your business? And if you were to go back to the early days of OMG SeaGlass, what advice would you give yourself?
I would say that it's okay to ask for help, and if people are offering help, then to take it, because you can't be the best at everything. So if someone offers help, then take it. Oh yes, sorry about that. No.
It is what it is. It's so fine. We're working with technology here. Unpredictable.
Yes.
Unpredictable.
Literally, I wasn't lying when I said I'm not good with technology.
At least,
but I can charge my phone.
It's fine. I forget half the time. But thank you for joining. Did you?
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
How was the podcast experience for you? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, good. I stumble on words every now and then, but I think I do that in public too, because sometimes I speak and then think.
Yeah.
And then I have to go, oh, that's come out of my mouth. How do I change this around?
Honestly,
but
we love hearing from you. We love hearing your story. I'm going to do a quick outro, but
a what?
An outro, just being like, it's just awkward. Just give me
come on down.
Essentially, but thank you for the intro to my outro. But that was episode 2 of Talk Small Business to Me season 2. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Kirsty, once again for joining us. It was just like the best. It was so much fun. I love learning about SeaGlass and learning about your journey. We love to hear from you, so let us know what you want to hear. But that's episode 2. We'll see you next time. Bye.